We did a thing. It was successful.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
you
once.
did. And then you fought a clown.
Yes, and then there was cake.
That
Lots of
clown
cake.
showed up, and that was the clown adventure. Again, point 2.
Cake.
Cake, clown, whatever you want from me.
Clown version cake.
Yes.
So apparently, we forgot somebody's birthday because they neglected to tell us via means other than mass murder.
I got it at the end, though.
Mass murder is the only way to communicate your birthday to someone.
Hey, the first one that mentioned it was actually Warp, thank you.
It was.
I never said I realized it first.
But,
I just said I did.
By insult, but, you know.
Well, now fucking what?
Cake.
I hope
Well,
so.
I think that's all of the recap we're going to successfully get today. So
Well, that wasn't the recap. A clown showed up and threw cake at us. That was the whole episode.
Well, you also got clothes and
Yes,
other
people,
things
we got
from...
a people harness.
No, it was a really
people
good comic
harness,
book edition. I'm not bitching clown issue cake here. I'm just saying, as a review goes, it was short.
You also got stuff from Constance's apartment, including her laptop, which I'm sure she appreciates.
I think we fixed it a little. I forget.
It has not been fixed yet, but it will be. Of course, who knows if she ended up with cake all over the inside of her room or anything. After all, Babbler knows where she lives, apparently.
I think Babbler knows where everyone lives.
I'm not so much sure that he will know where she lives, so much as where we were. But we'll see.
Just don't go back to your apartment alone, maybe?
That was the idea of when we first went out.
Yeah, but let's continue that idea and keep it consistent.
Mhm. Not like I was going to change it.
Fair dues.
Oh god, sneezing.
That happens.
Nuh-uh.
Have you tried turning it off and then on again?
It's doing that to my heart.
Well, clearly there's a malfunction.
That was 4 sneezes in a row. Alright.
Close your window or
Four
something.
sneezes. Ha! Ha! Ha!
You have met your quota.
Everything else is just overtime.
Right, so, besides that, the only thing that really happened at the end of last session was, Kaylee went to take a shower.
Woo!
So, you know, there's
With
that.
all the fancy soaps.
Oh yeah, and, Tyron hadn't changed back yet because nobody wanted to see him naked.
Yeah, you buttholes.
No, that's what we're afraid of seeing.
I have bad news for you.
With that in mind, though, there are clothes available.
Does he have a belly button?
No, why would he?
Okay, just making sure. Pot person.
Because he's
Call
a
it dinosaur.
shapeshifter. Because he's a shapeshifter, he can choose whether to have a belly button or not.
Technically, I suppose he could. He's never really tried.
Let's
It
give
seems
him a
kind of
people
pointless
harness.
to have a. It seems kind of pointless just to have a random indentation, you know.
He tries to form a belly button and accidentally forms the hole all the way through to his spine.
No, even worse, that is where the butthole comes in.
Ugh, God,
Lol.
why?
Because he doesn't know any better.
He knows enough.
But in any case, let's just go ahead and get him, some clothes and back into humanoid form,
No, you can do
Uncomfortable, are we? Fine. Thud, 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 thud. A thud, 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 thuddy, thud, thud. More thudding. He does start shifting back at the point, but by that point he's in here. Oh, hello.
that. Singing from the shower.
Are you going to serenade us?
No.
And
Because
he'll be
I
emerged dressed.
personally, I'm incapable of serenading anyone.
You can't know that until you try.
I can make you go deaf.
As much as your horrid harpy screeching would totally be worth hearing, let's not and continue.
Harsh.
You said you couldn't sing. I know people who can't sing. I trust you.
Also, harpies don't sing. That's more of a siren thing.
Harpies
I was
screech
referencing more
more
the
so.
D&D stuff than I was proper mythology, but what do you want from me?
Fair.
Any case, what exactly am I doing over here? I know I'm helping, but I forget how exactly I'm helping.
Right now, you had done nothing but hand Robert your laptop because it was waterlogged and needed repairs.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
fixing it. And I'm just coming out dressed and back
he
normal.
is not actively fixing it. He just knows where he can send it to get fixed in an
Okay.
actual expedient manner.
Tyrant does pipe up, though. Why is Warp taking a shower? I mean, cake, yes, I get that. A bit of cleaning, but a shower seems excessive.
It also makes humans feel more comfortable.
Oh. So should I carry her in like a spritz bottle whenever you start to panic?
Look, it's something about hot water relaxing the muscles, having a little bit of time alone, just
So
the
a
sensation
really
being pleasant.
warm water bottle to spritz with?
Okay, you know what? Just shut up.
Rude. I am trying to help.
It's just... Now's not the time.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
when you're in Tyrant form, how would you feel if you were covered in, say, molasses at all times?
What flavor?
Don't... the weight of it. It wouldn't mean barely
I'm not
anything
sure
to
if I
you.
would notice.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't, but you'd notice it enough to know it was there.
I might. I will be honest, my sense of touch, especially around my armored regions, is minimal.
Humans feel that with dirt.
So... I think I get it. Maintenance. It's, okay, I get it now. It's like when I shed. Very well.
Close enough. In any case, we have discovered some things, but
Yes, he said shed.
I would understand if a lot of you want a rest.
Okay, I can't actually reply to any of this because I, shower.
I'm waiting
Good.
for anyone to reply.
Tyrant is just standing there bewildered
I'm
at the
sorry.
concept.
My brain... What?
He's saying if we would like a rest, and Tyrant just stands bewildered at the concept.
Roberts has said he has found something, but he would totally understand if people want a rest right now.
You can give me the basics, or just let me look at the screen. I'll process it while I'm resting.
Well, from the large backlog of data, I believe we could find one center for the prejudicium if we added in the information you have in your head. But we've also discovered one slightly odd thing.
Which would be?
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
you recall that, well, they aren't really worth mentioning, that group of gangsters that you dealt with? Not even worth a name, mostly.
Gangsters.
Thugs. They had guns, they shot out a window in the street.
Oh, the men who held their guns sideways. I remember now.
Yes, them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they had entirely substandard human weaponry?
Yes, they had guns and possessed a lot of baking powder. I don't get your point.
Certain Prejudicium reports have come in lately, reporting these same thugs able to damage their mechanized units.
Whatever benefactor they had that supplied them with the baking powder clearly decided their weaponry needed assistance after our little display. That would be my best guess.
Yes, but what benefactor here could get them that kind of weaponry? As far as I'm aware, there is only the Prejudicium.
Well, how to put this in perspective?
Not right now, they
If someone
don't.
like Constance can casually exist as she does, more or less unnoticed and unbothered, doing her job publicly, it would not terribly surprise me if a simple businessman just so happened to be intelligent enough to design his own weaponry capable of this and sell it on the sly, if you get me. And the only reason he hadn't before now is there was no reason to, and then we exist, and now there is reason to. It's more... domino effect would be a good point here. It's like these people exist, but have no reason to be bothered or use any of it until I show up, and then suddenly they have a reason to, if you get me. I very much doubt Constance went around flailing her arms at people in day-to-day life for the great joy of it until now.
While that is possible, no offense, Constance, but it is very likely they already knew about you, and you were simply low on the list to apprehend.
I think Avery wrote something, unless that was there before.
Robert's already responded to it.
Oh, oopsie.
Given their evident resources and manpower, it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not going to insult the cops over much. They likely do a fine job in most situations. This is simply far enough above their heads to where if they were capable of handling it, I would be at home eating steak.
My worry is mainly this. If there is someone in the city, other than the Prejudicium, able to supply common people on the street with weapons like that, how long is it before we run into them?
Does it matter?
I don't know.
Precisely.
I don't like not knowing.
Well, you're going to be very uncomfortable for a very long time, I'm afraid. Because there is an infinite number of things that you do not know, and I don't know, and no one knows, and no one will ever know. Probably.
Most things I don't know are not an immediate threat to myself and this city at large.
Fair. Well, let's put it in this perspective. Unless you can get us a lead on who might be supplying them, or you want us to go drag one in and interrogate him, there's not a whole lot we can do, as none of us, I think, are... hardware? There's a word for this. It's like science, but with physical things versus abstract things. I swear they brought one in to work on my tail.
I'll let you remember it. These reports all point to one general area at the moment, but only because they haven't deployed mechanized units against them anywhere else. So yes, you very well could do the latter and bring one in. Assuming their weapons aren't that dangerous.
Considering they did harm to one of their mechanized units, which I personally have chewed on, and discovered that it is at least resistant to being chewed on, I would wager they are at least a little lethal to most people here. And at least inconvenient for me, minimal. Though Avery does bring up the point of where to look. I mean, you do know The last time we hit a compound of theirs, however, it did not go over well. Mostly in that we put more lives at risk than I would like to. They seem completely unconcerned about just spraying wildly wherever, and the more lethal weaponry they bring, the more dangerous that becomes. I don't particularly care if I am hit with something. It is a matter of if that hit, say, deflects off. So the point of saying that is, if we're going to raid them, we need a position that is less likely to have bystanders, people that are not foes, and we need to have a plan of entry. That is not just sneak in or jump in, I suppose. Something they're not expecting, like sewers or something.
With the current access we have to their communication system, I might be able to swing something to help with the civilians if we could find a suitable place to raid.
And that is all we need. A suitable place, civilians out of the way, and hopefully an entry that is a little more unusual.
That will be up to you when you're on site.
Well, if you could, I don't know, provide us a map of the sewer system and hit here to make hole to get in or something. I cannot see through walls.
Depends on if the sewer system even goes beneath, wherever this might be.
Please find out. He, spreads his hands, it's kind of your job part, I think.
Roberts just waves him off. Go eat something, I suppose, while I check on this.
Did you get the protein powder?
I believe there's a cabinet over there.
I do hope you brought enough. And how much is in the cabinet?
There's some in the cabinet. It'll never be enough, though. I mean, I don't really know what you're expecting.
Yeah, it's a good point. Let's take it all and just start dumping it in the biggest pot he has.
And thus making it so nobody else can eat that.
Oh, it's protein powder. He's gonna make what is essentially a giant protein powder milk smoothie and just drink it.
I mostly mean that pot is now forever contaminated.
He may or may not eat the pot. What's your point? I mean, it's gonna stick to the sides. It's either lick it, and at that point you might as well just eat the pot.
Constance.
Yes.
What will you do?
Mostly just hang around Robert and see if he needs help.
Okie doke. I assume Avery is going to be doing his usual thing of doing his best not to be bored and other such.
Avery wanders off and begins finding patches of wall that are a clear patch of wall beside something obstructing the wall, and writing half a sentence on the clear part.
God damn it. Okay.
Is Avery drawing on the walls?
Not that Mr. Smith can see from there.
Fair enough.
Miss Constance,
Yes?
would you please go see if Miss Murphy has a timetable?
In terms of what?
Namely, for how long she expects to be taking a shower.
Sure.
3 days later.
I mean,
Where's...
2,000 hours later.
Very gently knock on the door. I'm assuming this is a door here.
It's a door.
And, ask how much longer she intends to take.
Why are we... Please don't tell me we're already leaving.
No, Robert is just curious. I'm not sure if he's planning something. I think he just wants to know so he can plan his next move.
Why does my shower, naked time have anything to do with his plans?
I'll give you half an hour.
Okay.
Half an hour.
Alright. Which, of course, leaves half an hour that our intrepid heroes will be sitting around.
She'll be standing, thank you.
It is a shower.
It is also a bath.
You do not deep fry whey powder.
Except he's trying.
That's the point. He is trying to.
Please tell me you added it to milk.
He did.
Okay, good. Then we're not about to have an open flame beside dry cream powder problem. Then
I wouldn't put that past still happening.
non-dairy creamer. There's the word I was looking for.
He does have a lot of points in cooking. He does technically know what he's doing. I'm not saying it would be edible to another person. I'm just saying he knows what he can eat. And this is technically efficient. Technically. Be some sort of weird, crispy, powder chicken bacon thing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
I mean, you could eat that too, but there'd be no point in that. Jesus Christ. Well, he's going to set out his pot of protein and take a bite out of it like it's a fucking sandwich.
Somehow I don't think it'll have much flavor, even after being fried.
I don't know, he doesn't really know, but with him
there are no sugars in it to caramelize. I mean, why? It's just going to be
America.
It's just going to be oil and protein.
Yes, and?
Exactly what he wants.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's pretty much what he wanted.
Carry
So,
on.
is Constance just going to continue hanging around?
Yeah, just, studying what Robert's
In
doing on the
truth,
screen and
sorry.
memorizing it and all that.
Just staring over his shoulder as he shifts uncomfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally doing that little cough of, would you talk please, and then she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
One purple hand occasionally stealing a pen from the other side of him when he's not looking.
This is normal.
Though at one point, Constance is close enough to hear a tapping noise come from Robert's communicator, and he moves off to the side to respond to whoever's trying to talk to him.
I will respectfully not follow and not try to eavesdrop.
I was reminded just now, the reason there's oil in there is because it kind of reminds him of blood.
Lovely. Avery, perception.
Let's see here.
Cool, now straight int. Right, Roberts has gone off to the side. He's talking to someone. From that one time that you have promised him you will never speak of again. You know that there's only one person you have seen him communicate with, and it's definitely not Frechette, because she can't really talk to people.
What are you doing hiding? You're fucking invisible. You can stand right next to him doing the conga and you wouldn't notice. Yeah, you don't need to hide behind shit. Just stand there.
But now you get the fun side of Roberts being a paranoid person. I was going to say something less charitable. Because he is speaking Afrikaans to his friend. But, and this is what the int check was for, to see if you would remember properly, which you do, he is still not really expounded on the topic of who he's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Do with that as you will.
Okay.
Miss Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
the water cuts to cold.
Rude! Insert screech.
Screech inserted.
Oh dear.
And
Door
then
flies
clap.
open.
Oh
But
god.
What's wrong?
Get the hell! And how's his dodge check?
Terrible. Why?
Good. She's gonna try to just throw him backwards.
He is really heavy.
Yes, he is.
It's a rank 11 move object.
I'm saying you can move him. He's just probably not going to hit the wall. That's all.
Well, as long as it moves him like 5 feet, it accomplishes what you want.
Pretty much, yeah. And it probably will. It just kind of depends.
And then, everything else in, like, the cone.
Well, you might move a wall in the door and break the shower. Good job. But let's settle this. What do you need me to roll?
Just
Just
dodge. Yeah.
Okay. Oops, that's Smith. No, yeah, I'm on Smith. Derp. Dirge is... Alright, 4. Now I make a dodge. Maybe. I don't know.
And then for AoE, do I get any added to that? Or is it just... Is it plus 10?
It's 10 plus your rank for it, yes.
Yeah, so that beats him by a degree.
Alright, you have 1 degree of success. Oh, weight does come in. Like, how much can you push in theory? Like,
Rank 11.
no, so rank 11 weight, so let's see.
Rank 11 force minus your rank in mass.
He's got a few of that, so hold on. I'm trying to remember where the hell I put it. I believe it's under Morph, one moment.
Oh, you're looking for your number of bonus ranks?
Yeah, he does way more than usual, and I'm trying to find out where the hell it is. I don't think he's even on this sheet, because honestly, I hate this thing so much.
It's under growth, usually, if you have growth ranks.
Yeah, it's that, and I had some bonus ones as well, because I wanted him to weigh a certain amount, I think, so let me check.
Yep. Yeah, your base mass is 2-ish.
Give or take, yeah. Yeah, it's just not written here, because this thing is terribly unclear, and I hate touching it. I'm sure it's great for everyone else, but I can't figure it out.
Oh, the Excel thing?
Yeah, and the way it looks, and the way I read it, it just gives me a headache.
Okay.
I'm just going to use my own, goddammit. Give me a sec. Because I literally put down his mass just right there. So, mass 10.
And so it's the same when he's human?
Mass doesn't change between forms, I don't believe. At least not for him.
Well, the effective mass of the being harder to move, you mean?
Yeah, mass 10.
Okay. You are thrown 60 feet or less.
That might have... That against the wall. Yeah, definitely not. So 60 feet then. Whee! Whee! He probably lives leaves like a trail of his heels digging into it the whole way.
Is
Of
the
course, I
GM
would
around?
also shut the door.
Can I bust the
And-
door?
Yeah.
The door's not busted yet.
Crack in the wall.
No, the walls are sturdy enough to survive it, but not by much. So yeah, that attempt at, I'm not even sure what to call it, rescue was ended quickly.
I mean, he tried, and he looks like about ready to charge back in, confused.
I will stand beside the door and call, "Are you okay in there?"
Why is he coming in here?
You screamed!
The water got cold!
I didn't know that, and why would you care?
So you're safe then.
Yes, I'm fine. Just go away.
Okay. Just making sure.
But why would you scream?
Because
About
she was
water.
surprised.
Your skin is sensitive, I always forget that. I am sorry. I forget how soft you are. Sorry!
Did she just... Ew.
Goes back to his sandwich, I'm gonna call it. Metal
Is it-
witch.
Yeah, because
Is it-
it is basically sand.
Yeah.
It's delicious. No, it's not.
So yeah, she's gonna go get changed down.
Well, she's got a whole bunch of new clothes.
Yeah, which are, I guess, outside.
Yes.
Great. So she'll come out dressed in a couple of towels.
There is someone waiting outside she can call to bring her clothes.
Yeah, but then she doesn't get to pick out what she's wearing.
She can ask for her to bring a
Nope.
collar.
Not how that works.
Too much
Not how-
interference.
Not how isolated urchin girl thinks.
Yes. So on that note, I assume she is leaving the bathroom then.
Mm-hmm. Not sure where we said we put the damn clothes, but yeah.
They're in the bedroom area.
Scurry, scurry.
Everyone roll perception.
Ew.
Wow. Good thing skills don't carry on that one.
You looked the wrong
had
way.
two.
Cthulhu blinks back. Roll for insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll, I'm sorry, you just go insane. You didn't know. No.
No, it's the degrees of.
Oh.
Right, so everyone rolled high enough to notice. She was dressed in towels, which implies, she just got out of the shower. She still had that metal collar on.
I know the reason, right?
Is that normal?
Unless you asked specifically, she wouldn't have brought it up.
Well, of
Didn't we
course,
do the
sir.
mental communion thing?
That's what I mean. Like, you still had to ask several dozen questions.
That probably would have been among them.
Didn't you actually do that back at the time?
Uh-huh.
If it didn't come up then, it hasn't come up.
What I told you was basically you can read her story, and that's what got told.
I don't remember.
It's not in there.
Okay.
Fuck it. Tyrant's noticed, so he's just gonna randomly say, "You forgot to take off your collar." Like, shout it across the room at her.
Did not forget. Just shut up.
What?
Roberts, finished with his conversation, comes over to the table.
I did not make seconds. I don't think we need this out of killing you. Sorry.
I'm not interested. Don't bring up that topic.
Her collar? I thought it was normal for humans to wear collars. I saw a bunch in the store we went to. Along with humans' hats.
That's a different subject. Imagine hers. I imagine you were in a tube at some point during your development, right?
Many times.
Are you fond of tubes now?
I don't dislike them. They're an object.
Do they remind you of it?
I suppose, in a distant sort of way. I think what you're aiming for is, do I like being restricted in a way I cannot, move, like freedom thing? And I get that. Yes, it is very terrible and bad. Why?
When you ask her about that, it's asking you about that.
Then why not remove it?
I want you to think of the obvious answer.
She can't. Yes, I probably could.
You probably shouldn't.
Because... That was a leading question for an answer, I hope. I am not understanding why it would not immediately want to be removed as soon as a source that could offers to. Even if I fail, and I am not saying I could not fail, I could fail, it might be resisted, that sort of thing. It would be not the first time I've encountered such. At least it is an attempt she likely hasn't seen before.
There's not very much I should tell you about it.
Well, how about this? If you can't tell me exactly why, can you confirm it would offend her if I tried, and for whatever reason she would prefer I never try because human emotions, yes? No?
I don't believe it would offend her. I believe it would be a danger for you, her, and everyone within a few miles of you.
Oh, it's a restrictor. A self-imposed one. Right. I had one when I was teething. Is she
Robert
teething?
just shakes his head and starts walking away.
I suppose she's teething, then. That explains it. Munch.
Well, Kaylee's going to have a very interesting concept of her when she comes out again.
Robert's the worst at explaining things.
He kind of is, yeah.
He's trying his best not to be like where he came from and just handing out knowledge that is relevant to other people. Like, he wants to be forthright, but he also doesn't want to just, like, hey, this is everything about this person ever that I shouldn't actually know. So, fun times.
He's weird.
He's pretty weird, yeah. I'm on boat with this.
Well, he was asked/told to explain himself, and he still hasn't fully done it yet. In the meantime, Miss Murphy, I imagine you're dressed by now.
Maybe.
I assume Avery has also returned to holding his whiteboard? If only so others can see where he might possibly be.
No, he's exploring the intricacies of what's the name, silverware. So there is the occasional clinking of forks as he swaps them around and just moves them about on the table. At the moment, the spoons are sorted in completely the wrong order for proper dinner placement.
Not that anyone here would really know.
I mean, yeah. We really wouldn't know.
Okay, so what the heck is so important? You shut the hot water off.
Robert looks back from where he was talking with someone. I didn't shut it off.
Do you seriously have a shitty water heater here?
We technically don't exist. It's rather difficult to get water pumped in.
She just looks at the giant generators.
Electrical power is one thing, especially when we have machines like this custom built for it. No offense, but a custom built boiler has not been high on the priorities.
Whatever, so... What's going on?
Robert clicks off the communicator. Alright, gather up.
There's a crunching sound as Mr. Smith finishes his pot. Like he ate the pot.
His thing, yes. I don't think anything can describe what he made as anything better than thing.
Well, he's done a lot of exercise recently. He needs a whole shitload of protein, so here we go.
Right. While you were busy, Miss Murphy, we did discuss one problem that's come up. Excuse me, I have to groan into a wall for a while. Do you recall seeing the large... I hesitate to call them robots, but they certainly look like it. You threw one into a wall in that facility, and Mr. Smith has fought... I'm not sure if it's one or two at this point.
I mean,
First one I fought directly, second one warped through into a wall.
Technically, I just dropped it into one, but sure.
Well, Prejudicium reports claim that some common gang members on the streets are now in possession of weaponry that can actually damage those. As I'm sure you can imagine, this is uncomfortable news.
I've had better news.
Can we hire them?
That is a good idea.
If they're amenable.
I mean, I don't know about you, but having them fight each other would be kind of nice.
I
Don't have
don't
to hire them.
disagree.
Could just fool with them, just make them think one thing, or they offend each other, and don't even really have to be involved directly. This is perfect.
Believe me, if we can manage any of this, I would love it, but we need to actually know. On that note, we have a general idea of where to find them.
Do we have a name for this group?
Not at the moment. The Prejudicio doesn't much care for what other groups call themselves until they become some degree of official.
So do they not like being able to find people, or are they just stupid?
They assign their own names.
I'm bringing this up because, just as a reminder to myself, I have the well-informed advantage and I want to be able to use it.
Oh,
You'll
so
get your
wait,
chance.
they have... What is he, Jolly Green? Points the tyrant.
Hello, I am not that green.
Whatever. What do they call us?
They don't have a name for us as a whole.
Whatever. Individuals, whatever.
Are you asking for nicknames? We have them.
Hey, no, I just want to know what they're calling me.
I hate to bring it up, but I think we all know what they're calling you, and it's nothing pleasant. Same for the rest of us.
You're trying to suck out all the fun, aren't you?
This is supposed to be fun.
Fine, Fine, what the hell do you want us to do?
Robert just shakes his head. Well, I was trying to recall what they do call you.
Sure, why not?
I'm going to double check it. I'll let you know if you're still interested. In the meantime, I was hoping a lot of you would go and see what you can just about who these people are. If they aren't hostile to us, then I would love the backup. But considering how quickly they shot Mr. Smith on sight last time...
I was
Perhaps
trespassing.
we should let him stay behind, or stay back at least.
Staying back is a perfectly fine idea. Better to be on site at the very least, though.
Mm-hmm.
Any objections,
I
questions?
will not protest. That sounds sensible.
Fine. So then where do we start?
Where he points us, I suppose.
You'll be dropped into the slums.
Oh, goody.
Yes, well, where did you really expect?
Are the slums inhabited by those of innocent nature? As I said before, deflection, so on.
Yeah, I spent some time there. It's not the nicest place, but not everyone there is, gonna shoot you. They're just poor.
This is true, but they do seem to have a tendency for driving out others in their area unless they're a part of their gang. So, you'll have to wait and see. There might still be some nearby, but you might be in the middle of their territory and it won't matter. If at all possible, avoid shooting. We don't need the Praejudiceum coming down on you while you're in there.
I don't have a gun.
Them.
Ah.
I'm ready to go whenever.
Roberts will shoot a glance back to where I assume Avery's whiteboard is hovering.
Sorry. A single check mark appears at the side of what's already written.
Okie dokie.
Which is, for those participating in the audiobook version, TLDR. Approach gangland, ask friend or foe.
And / or be shot.
The whiteboard gets hung beside the big monitor.
Well, if you're all ready to go.
I'm ready. Look up.
I assume everyone's looking up?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What?
This time around, as you look up, everyone gets a brief image of a familiar, dark-haired, not quite human girl waving before they are whooshed away.
She must be lonely.
One can only imagine.
Well, she was able to see us last. Like, we knew she was there, so... I mean, lonely, yes, but not complete isolation, at least.
Damn, you've cleaned it out.
I'd like to say, for the record again, anyone who lives in Chicago, I'm making this up. I don't know if you have slums, and if you do, where they might be. So if I somehow, I don't know, put a token for slums right on top of your house, it is not a personal statement on you.
Yeah, it's an impersonal statement about your area.
But actually, it is a personal statement about you, Steven. You know what you did.
Yeah, fuck off, Steven.
So, you all appear in a small alleyway that is clearly not intended to have 4 people in it, from how packed you are. Except Avery, of course, does not count as a person in this respect, because he gets to appear slightly above while everyone else falls down.
I will make my first priority getting some space.
How high up are we?
Oh, just like 3 feet off the ground.
Okay, good. I'm not going to crater then. That's good. So I just go thunk.
Yes.
Can I roll to see if I can react to fly?
Sure.
I don't know what I'd roll.
Reflexes?
I don't. Those don't exist.
Give me straight dex. Actually, it might be agility in this case.
Which one determines initiative and use that?
That's agility.
Yeah, go for agility.
Heh.
Gotta say no.
Nope. Stumble.
Stumble, thunk.
Oh, who's playing the funky music?
Well, at least these slums have a nice park in them. We appear to have landed somewhere near Dan Ryan Wood's pavilion.
Okay. Sorry, Tayo. Stop conflating real and fake Chicago.
Lol.
Carrying
Wait,
on.
there's a real Chicago? Oh, God.
Yeah, they make a soup that they call pizza. It's delicious, but it's soup.
It's a it's a hive of scum and villainy.
Why aren't there ever any hives of honey?
Technically, there's lots of highs of honey.
Because the bears eat them. In any case, you're in an alleyway.
We're in an alleyway. Avery will begin to proceed to the rooftops, and, well, he'll start by just listening in on his comrades below, but get an idea of the area.
For the record, you are getting, what is likely disturbingly comfortable with appearing in random alleyways in Chicago. Considering Chicago's alleyways are not the cleanest places.
Yeah, used to it.
If this keeps up, I'll have all the alleyways of Chicago memorized.
So this is a first, but I think I might actually fit in here more than everyone else.
Needs to be a little trashier for that.
Wow.
I thought I was savage.
That
I
was
hate
not
all of
actually
you.
said, by the way.
Well, what the hell?
It is funny, though.
Hey. Roberts does chime in, and at this point, Avery is close enough to still hear it. You do actually have some on-site support this time around.
I am properly floored.
So what? Emotional support? Just gonna cheerleader on the side? What?
If you'll direct your attention to the building directly across the street from you.
I do so.
A green light flashes on the roof for a moment and then disappears.
What? Did you find the Green Lantern?
Please tell me he did.
That's just a comic.
Oh,
I would
it's a
believe
level
it at
70
this stage of
Dark
my
Knight.
life. That's right, go on.
He has a level 70 Dark Knight because he's able to use Blackest Night, right?
Get out.
We're such nerds.
Yes, there was a green light momentarily on the roof of that building, and then it disappeared again.
Care to elaborate?
Don't expect him to come running in to help you, but he's going to keep an eye on the area for you.
Appreciated.
So what? Binoculars? Sniper rifle? Literal disembodied eye? Like, come on.
The second one.
Disembodied eye?
That was the third.
one.
I had my hopes.
I kind of did too, to be honest.
You'll want to be looking for any buildings marked with a bright yellow, it seems.
Bright yellow what?
Paint, I think?
Paint, yes, but that's all we've gotten of the reports, bright yellow.
Bright
There
yellow.
probably is some kind of iconography, but we haven't any knowledge of it.
Maybe it's the Sunshine Gang. Smiles and rainbows. Warp's heading out of the alley by now, by the way.
Yeah, same.
It would make me very happy if that was the case. I follow.
You know, if you do end up following me around everywhere, it's gonna be really obvious something's up.
I was
What?
planning on splitting off a little bit.
I was planning on pretending to be your father.
No.
No. Hell no.
Also, if I want them to talk to me, or any of us, I can't have... You wouldn't want that. That's not gonna work.
To be honest,
They
I
worked
was
at the store?
actually somewhat concerned that in the course of my previous duties, I might have brushed against these people before, so I wanted to be separate from you in case their preconceptions weighed against me.
And as far as me, they want people like me to recruit, if anything, not to get their daddies to come talk to them.
Yeah. So, out of character now, is this a group that I may have seen before with my private investigations?
This in particular, no, but you will get more as time goes on here.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't got much info yet, do we? They're a gang that uses yellow. That's not enough yet.
Right, just, if it was in a familiar area, it'd just be more and more clues.
That only works if they're blue. Alright, I'm moving on now. Sorry. Don't hurt me.
What is Avery doing?
Avery's waiting to see what his comrades do, and maybe he'll choose one of them to shadow. At the moment, so long as he doesn't see any buildings on fire in the area or anybody, walking around on the roofs carrying assault rifles, he's just keeping an eye out.
Well, he would have seen that green light across the way as well, if that
Yeah.
counts.
And he managed to restrain himself from just going after and following them, whoever that was.
Aw.
I couldn't tell if that was a disappointed awe or like a cute awe.
Little both.
Just shut up.
Pursuing that angle might get him into the same kind of trouble he got the last time he tried to get more intel out of Roberts than he was volunteering. And today, the coin came up heads, so he's staying on
Damn.
task.
Because it's so entertaining watching it happen.
He's staying on task today.
So of the cardinal directions, who's going where?
I assume there's streets that kind of limit those choices.
Yes, but as soon as you get to a crossroads, you can go anywhere you like.
Is there a hot dogs vendor, I think is the word?
No.
Yeah.
You are
Son
surrounded
of
by
a
warehouses and dilapidated apartments.
But this is the perfect place to sell hot dogs. Okay, fine.
Their hot dogs would just be stolen within a matter of hours.
Oh, I would. You can try it, boy.
Look, if there's no obvious clues, then it doesn't matter what direction. I would just pick one.
Same. I just pick
I
one that's
mostly
different
am
from them.
just looking for people picking different directions.
North.
Yeah, Warp's gonna pick whichever one's the furthest away from everyone else.
More or less.
So, Constance is going north.
Guess she'll go south then.
And Tyrant gets to pick east or west.
West.
East.
Okie dokie. Avery, do you follow one or do you go east?
I noticed them forming a nice Rosetta, so Avery will do this. Will follow suit and aim westward.
You mean east? I went west.
Oh, my bad. East.
Though it does raise the problem of Avery cannot actually get on a comm to anyone, but what can you
Yeah,
do?
he's fine.
On that note, Constance, you'll be the first to know something. You haven't seen the iconography of this new gang yet, but you are seeing old gangs you have run into that look like they haven't been maintained in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So either, they've been driven out or they've been absorbed into the new force.
Right. I will be relaying this information as subtly as possible.
Sure. Everyone is seeing people as they go. Generally, there aren't that many just out and about. They're usually lounging at the entrances to buildings and staring down the new people.
I wear a suit, so I'm probably going to get robbed. Or, well, they're going to try
Someone
and
is
take...
going to try and rob you.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
have fairly nice clothing also.
Warp's is new, but it fits under that kind of punk aesthetic, so she might have a little less problem.
Not to mention the young ones run faster.
Uh-huh. They have no idea.
And Avery, I assume you're taking to the air, mostly.
Avery will cruise along at building at the ledge of roof height and just be casually listening to the environs, trying to just hear if there's anything interesting going on and watching for buildings splashed in yellow.
You're pretty sure you hear a mugging in the distance.
Earl Grey or black?
I'm groaning at both that and Odin.
Uh-huh.
Don't you love us?
Excuse me, I have to groan a bit longer.
Take your time. Avery's just going to stay on the same street, just in the same direction. If he doesn't see any, but if he doesn't actually come into line of sight of said mugging, he's going to remain on task.
Okie dokie. Mr. Smith.
Yes.
You see two young men in yellow clothing.
How yellow is yellow?
It's not obnoxiously bright yellow. It's a dark enough yellow that if you put a bit of orange into it, you'd probably call it bronze.
I don't think we're supposed to. I know it's supposed to be colorful, but that's not too excessive. Bronze is just kind of shiny brown. I guess I'll keep an eye on them, sort of, but I'm mostly just looking for the first thing that sells food.
Okay. The two are glaring at you as you go by.
I wave cheerily and offer a smile. It looks more like a grimace because he doesn't know how face works sometimes.
They return it with scowls.
Alright. Mission accomplished. Are they, like, standing in front of a building or anything? Like
Yes,
specific?
they are leaning on a wall.
Just any old wall, or is there, like, a door near them?
There's a door nearby.
Pause. Look at the building in question.
Well, this side is pretty thoroughly average. There's nothing really special about it. It's made of brick. A lot of it's been spray painted over, but not in any really significant way.
Are the two people guarding it obviously armed with guns?
Not that you can see or smell. Which actually, now that it's been brought up, is kind of odd. You don't smell guns anywhere near here.
Okay, that's impossible.
And yet, it's true.
Okay, so near here. How far is near here? Obviously, after a certain
How
smells
far do you think you should sense a smell?
pretty diddly darn far, but the thing is, it becomes unclear because city. After I'd say 80 feet, give or take.
What is
It doesn't
what
say.
is the perception bonus that you grant for specifically smelling? Doesn't say.
No, it doesn't. I just have I have an awareness of 6, but my sense, specifically the senses in question, give me accurate and acute. They don't really do distances. It's just they say you can do this. And
No,
that's
it's
that.
not. It's not distance that you're looking for. It's the bonus to the perception skill you get.
Ah, there's just 6 then. Yeah. So, like I said, it wouldn't. Yeah, about 8 feet sounds about right to enter the roll.
Let me put it this way. You cannot distinguish any kind of gun-like smell from just the city around you.
And not off those 2 thugs.
Definitely not.
Oh, fuck it then. I go to the door and look at it and, like, frown.
Well, the two will stand up and head over to you then. They don't say anything yet, they're just glaring at you.
He turns and lifts his brow. Are you using that? It doesn't seem to be a shop, and I don't really see any signs indicating business or storage.
It's because it's a home. What do you want?
Someone lives there.
Plenty of
Doesn't-
people do.
Oh, well, I was looking hopefully for something to invest in, but if this is unavailable, I'll move on.
Yeah, you do that.
I take another look at the thing. It doesn't look like a house, does it?
No, it looks it's one of those buildings that get stamped down like it's from an actual stamp. It's basically just a tall rectangle.
Are you sure? Okay, quick question before I say anything else. Is there windows?
Yes.
Front and back? Well, I don't know back, but like front windows?
Mm-hmm. Not on this
And-
floor, but on every other floor.
but do those windows have like either boards or curtains?
Some of them are boarded up, some are clear.
And the ones that are, I mean, I obviously don't have the best view here, but the ones that are clear, like,
There is clearly something inside.
right.
Clearly.
That's all I really needed to know. In that case, I will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is there signs of habitation, e.g., things on the windows that indicate someone lives there instead of just is there?
Thank you.
The windows, if they're not boarded up, are windows like they were just installed, except they're kind of dirty and some have spray paint over them.
Well, in that case, I will thank them for their time, turn on my heel, march to the nearest alley, fully intending to climb this sodding building and just jump in the goddamn window. And if they follow me, that's their damn business.
The two just snort as you walk off. Continuing on, Miss Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
I may have dropped something. Hold on a second.
That's an odd thing to have happen to my character.
Well, rocks fall, everyone dies. I mean, it won't be the first time.
No!
There's some big fucking
right.
rocks, though.
You are the first to see a building emblazoned with something yellow.
Are you sure it's not the hobo taking a piss?
I do mean emblazoned, because it is a building with a garage built in. Still a tall rectangle, but it has a big garage on the front. That has a big yellow lion head painted across the front of it.
Well, that's ostentatious as shit.
Yeah, well,
That's badass, shush.
different tastes.
She
Wait,
must
no, hold on.
investigate.
What's the quality of the lion head? Is it like a circle with a pair of triangles on the tip, or is it actually like art?
It's decently done if stylized. It looks like it was pretty clearly done with, what's it called?
Like spray cans?
Well, yes, with spray cans, but with the
Stencils.
stencils, thank you.
Oh. Okay, then that's a fairly serious gang then. Okay, good to know.
Are there any people hanging around?
Yes, most of them are wearing yellow of some kind. And as I explained to Skullhat when you were not here, it's a kind of dark yellow. Like if you put some orange in it, it would be bronze.
I'm just gonna keep saying urine.
Your urine is bronze. You need to drink more water.
Or just
And I
leave
bet
water.
they don't.
Oh god, no, I wouldn't.
So, what do you do?
She'll walk a bit closer as she's walking past and see how they act.
Every single one of them is now staring at you, where even they were talking to each other a minute ago.
That's not creepy at all.
Do they blink? Is it like just this unblinking stare?
Lizard eyes.
No, it's not any kind of creepy staring. It's just the staring of people who are inherently violent watching someone who is not part of their group.
Okay, because I was not sure that's not like the guy that was turned to like his back to me, just his head turns 180 degrees.
No.
She'll give them a kind of nervous smile and move past and see what happens.
Most of them just continue staring and don't do anything, but two of them break off and start slowly following her.
Oh, good. Perfect. She'll go ahead and... Oh, yeah, actually, one question. Are all men?
Yes, at least all of these.
She'll go ahead and walk a little bit further, turn down an alley.
They will follow, and we will get to that in a moment. Constance.
Hmm?
Damn it. Like I mentioned earlier, you saw some old gang signs, and now you're seeing much the same thing as Kaylee is. Mainly, lions. There are lions everywhere. You turn the corner, and there are just... No, painted lion heads.
Okay,
Just
for a second there,
covering walls.
I kind of prefer the idea that it's just lions.
Okay. There's nothing distinctive about these lions. They're just like lions, not like three-eyed lions or saber-toothed
No,
lions or... Okay.
just lions.
Are they lying there?
Well, it's just the head, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Don't trust them, they're gonna lie to you.
Oh my god.
There's a bunch of lion heads lying around.
I imagine these lion heads are the main feature of these buildings in terms of decoration.
Oh yeah. And lots of men in yellow clothing. Whether that's jackets, or bandanas, or shirts, or... That guy seems to have spray painted his jeans.
Ha!
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And of course, they're staring at you. So what do?
Keep walking. Study them casually, out of the corner of my eye. And, continue examining the environment. Mostly just getting a mental map.
Sure, sure.
Since they do seem gang affiliated, I'll be doing the whole assessment advantage thing to see if they are combat ready sort of thing.
Okay. We will get back to you in a moment then, while that's going on. Because that'll be a lot of information coming in at once.
Mm-hmm.
Avery.
Hmm?
Well, the mugging's over. At least you assume. You don't hear it anymore. And there was no gunshot, so that's a thing.
Yes.
And now you have come across a building. Which, where you might normally expect, like a helipad, if it was that kind of building. Instead, on the roof, there's a giant lion head.
I'm sensing a theme.
Gee, you think?
No, I'm not sure yet. Add more lions and we'll talk.
I'm guessing yellow-ish in color.
Yes.
Anything
Very
else?
yellow.
Anything else interesting about the building?
There's more lion heads on the sides.
Are there any signs with writing on the building?
No, besides the usual unintelligible squiggles of spray paint some places.
What other than the emblazoning? What's the condition of this building?
Actually in slightly better shape than the ones around it. It's still falling apart. No building here is not falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not falling apart as fast.
Hmm. You said that this was emblazoned on the surface on the roof, where a helipad might be. Is there other accessible works on the roof, other than just AC units? Is there sheds or other exterior structures on the roof? Is there a roof access doorway obvious as opposed to a hatch?
No. There's really just nothing on the roof at all besides one tiny, looks like a chimney and a roof hatch.
I gain a bit of altitude. I'm going to aim for traffic helicopter altitude and look down over the area. See if there's any other buildings similarly emblazoned. Because that would be that strikes me as the stupidest possible direction in which to orient your emblazonage if you're trying to be a gang that survives.
There are two other buildings with a lion on their roof.
About how far from that one?
A few blocks.
First
A few blocks in both directions, basically.
I make a note of their locations and start dropping in altitude and heading back the way I came, hoping that whoever went directly away, in the direct opposite direction from me, is still visible from the street.
We will find out. Mr. Smith,
I am Smith.
climbing a building.
Yeah, I just first alleyway I see that this building is connected to. Hey, look, a building. Hey, look, a window. I climb for it. I'm very strong.
So you're going to try and get into the next building over and not...
No, this building. This one. That's what I meant.
So you're going to climb to a roof and try to jump into a window.
I'm just going to climb the wall and just crawl into the window, honestly.
Like alley-facing wall, or...
We have a
Yeah,
slight
I use my
misunderstanding.
hands.
We have a slight misunderstanding then, because I thought you were going to a building across the way to then try to jump over. If you're trying to go into an alleyway next to this building in particular, those men are still following you.
I stand there in that alleyway and look at them. I need to relieve myself. Can you both kindly not be near me?
You do that, you can do it somewhere else.
I'm not going to aim at the building if that makes you feel better.
Get fucking going, old man.
For your information, I am not as old as I appear. For two, I really need to go and...
And we don't give a shit. Leave.
What in the universe has crawled up both your asses and died?
Alright, someone needs an attitude adjustment.
Yes, you do.
And now there are two men advancing on you.
That's
Hi.
cute.
Yes,
They
they of
assault
course
me?
do not know what they are in for, but what are you going to do?
I'm gonna let them punch me a bit and wait for them to realize it's not working.
How hard, are your bones in general?
Well...
I'm trying to think, what's the level of toughness needed to the point where punching someone of that toughness is actually akin to trying to punch a wall?
Well, I'm impervious 11, and I'm going to assume their strength is 2 at the most. Maybe 3 if one of them's, burly as fuck. So, yes, they are punching a wall. In fact, the wall might be less hard than me. Considering I'm 11, and I think the wall is 10 or 9.
Well, then it just takes the first one throwing a punch that hits your cheek and does nothing, and he cries out in surprised pain. For the other one to just start staring at you.
Oh, ow, my face. That hurts so badly. Oh, Lord, the pain. Are you done? Are we done? Please leave.
And then the second one pulls a gun that you still can't smell.
That gets my attention. Right, so I move probably faster than he can see to grab at the gun. See, well, there you go for Constance, thank you. Impervious toughness or base toughness? My base toughness is 14. Impervious is weird.
What's your speed?
Walls are not impervious.
6. So it's less a distance thing, it's more, I'm assuming it's my initiative and I'm acting, because...
Yeah, roll agility.
Sure.
Okay, you will manage to get a hold of it before he pulls the trigger.
I take it from him,
But
because
I do want you to roll a dexterity.
Okay. I think for me that's just a squad roll. Yep.
Okay, you have not crushed it into mangled metal.
Well, I wouldn't have cared if I had. I pluck it from him, because I'm just going to assume I can do that, if that's alright.
At this point, yes.
And then I pluck him, because it's proved grab, and etc. Again, I don't think I will fail. I will roll if you desire, though.
Yeah, roll for that.
Right. No, it's... I can do it as part of attack. I don't want to. I just want to grab him. I don't actually want to punch grab him. I just want to grab him.
You have grabbed him.
Okay, I have him in my... I'm presuming I'm hoisting him up by his shirt or something. And I say, where did you get this?
He spits in your face.
I tuck the gun I still can't smell into my belt. Check on the other man. Make sure he starts to run. I'm going to do something.
The other man is beginning to run.
I move at speed 6. I catch him. Shall I roll to grab him too?
Yes.
All right, then.
Closer this time, but yes, you have grabbed him.
All right, I hold them both up and go, I'm going to ask you one more time, and then I'm going to start breaking bones. I will start with your toes and work my way up. Where did you get the gun?
Nearly simultaneously, they both start trying to kick you in the crotch.
I let them. I want to see what happens.
They mostly just cry out in pain again.
I don't even need to start at the toes now.
Yeah, go to their crotch.
Good idea.
We'll get back to that in a moment, shall we?
Yes, go on.
Miss Murphy,
Hi.
you're being followed.
Uh-huh. It's all according to Kikaku.
I don't know what Kikaku means.
Kikaku means plan.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Well, she's heading into an alleyway to make it easier to have a chat. Also, because it makes it more obvious they're following her.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they speed up as soon as she ducks into an alleyway, and it's not long after she enters that they have entered just behind her.
Yeah, she's already turned around and waiting. So, boys, there a party you want to invite me to? What's up?
Oh, we got a funny one. One of them is now holding a knife.
What
Do I
kind of
look
knife?
like someone that has money? Seriously, I don't have a wallet or a purse.
Sorry to interrupt, but I am actually curious. Is it just a pocket knife, or does he pull, like, something different out?
It's like a combat knife.
Okay, I was thinking maybe, but no, it didn't work out.
You get clothes. I know some ladies would appreciate them more. You laughing at me?
Dude, women like you to buy them things, not steal you the things. Come on.
He just rolls his eyes and comes forward with the knife. His buddy's sitting back at the entrance of the alley.
And I had business for you. She's gonna slam them down with a gravity field.
Now, I believe the only thing they get against that is dodge.
Yep, to have the affliction rank.
Which, let's be real, even at half, they're screwed.
That's
What's
part of the
the-
issue.
What's the max effect for that?
Let's see, I believe it's paralyzed. Because it goes prone, immobile, paralyzed.
That would be, yeah.
Okay, do we?
Actually, no, I think it goes hindered.
It depends. Some stuff does do prone instead of hindered, but you're not wrong.
Just need to know which it is. Is it paralyzed at the end?
Sorry, hindered,
Yes,
prone, paralyzed.
Okay.
Yeah, it is paralyzed at the end.
Which is always a little awkward, because I always considered the paralyzed include the prone.
I guess, maybe? I don't know.
Well, it's a gravity field slamming them
in
downward.
this case, it would. Which, now, you feel briefly like you're in an anime as they both suddenly fall face first onto the ground.
I get it.
She'll walk up to him, take the knife, kind of just nudge it, crouch down.
He can't really talk.
So, why did you feel the need? I mean, seriously. I didn't even do anything. So, can you even blink?
He blinks. You're not sure if it's an answer or just because he needs to blink.
Cool. So, here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna let you go, then we're gonna have a chat. If you understand, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Though keep in mind that if you say no and you're lying, there's worse I can do.
After a moment of nothing happening, he blinks 3 times.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He does it again. And again.
You know I can just leave you here for like all day, right?
He continues blinking 3 times.
Get on our comm. Has anyone talked to these dumbasses yet? Because they're really starting to piss me off.
Tyrant chimes in, roughly. Handling it.
Oh, that can't be good.
Speaking of for a moment, Avery.
Mm-hmm.
Perception. From your height, you have noticed both Miss Murphy and Mr. Smith.
Hey, how close together are they?
A few blocks apart, but they hadn't had to go very far before running into things.
Okay.
So while you decide which one to go to...
Okay.
Constance.
Mm,
Guess who's now being followed by some men?
right. So yes, I will do the same thing, but first, does my assessment turn up anything?
You're pretty sure a large amount of them have weaponry. You don't... You can't pick out the exact, make and model. It looks like the size of pistols, just from the bulges they all have near their chest.
Okay, that is a separate thing.
Har.
No, seriously. That is not what I was asking for, but that is helpful information.
Oh, I guess I misread your words then. Because you asked about,
Yeah, no, this is the assessment advantage, which is a secret insight check to compare their combat advantages to mine. If I...
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking in a general sense about something else. Well, either way, you still notice that, because that's
Yeah,
what your
that's
powers
good too.
do. But yes, on their actual ability to do things in combat... Right, this is one where you get the comparison of their stats to your own and such.
My insight versus their deception. For each additional degree of success, I learn their attack or defense exactly.
Unfortunately for you, deception is one of the few things these guys are good at. But you're still going to get some stuff, just not exacts. Namely... do you even have attack rolls? Beyond, just what you can figure out from knowing your stats? I guess you do the ability for your arms to actually touch someone.
I have close attack 5 in terms of advantages. That's where all my close attack, all my melee ability comes from.
You know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well,
I'm not
I
very
also
good
know
at
Kung
fighting.
Fu.
Without my powers active. It's just, if they are better at fighting than I am, then that's just, an indication of, yeah, these people are probably dangerous and not just ruffians that picked up off the street.
Oh, she wants their fighting score. That makes sense.
Yes, just give me a moment here.
Well, fighting and any relevant skills pertaining to fighting, but yeah.
Assessment is just their attack and defense. Or their attack, is it higher or lower than mine? Their defense, is it higher or lower than mine? And then apparently it's per person as opposed to a party, so it can be a little bit annoying.
I think we remember this.
She only used this often.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
She's
mostly
good at
so
it.
she would know how to, what targets she could actually hit.
I don't think the problem was hitting was damaging for the most part.
Well, yeah, but that required finagling certain, whether to go like heavy on power attack or not.
Yeah,
She was a fun character, damn it. Anyway.
Right, okay. So I can tell you this. Their melee attacks are going to be slightly worse than yours, but you're pretty sure that they can handle guns better than you just from how they move.
Okay.
I would say range attacks, but I'm pretty sure most of these guys couldn't, say, fire a bow.
Right. And how many seem to be coming after me?
2. They seem to like the number 2.
Okay.
And for the record, it seems like almost all of their defenses are better than yours.
Right. Yeah, well, until I activate my powers, my defenses are not very good, so.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I will, quietly hurry over to an alleyway and out of sight so that I can activate my powers without them seeing.
They will be soon to come after you. And then they turn the corner and see you with arms.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me an agility?
My augmented agility is 4. That's decent.
Yes, you can react before one of them. The first one, who gets to react before you, is already pulling what looks like a gun out of his coat.
Yeah, I'll be multi-attacking.
Okie dokie.
This will be the damage ability. Okay, so when you're multi-attacking multiple targets, how does it work? Do you split the ranks or something? I forgot.
No. I'm trying to remember. I used to do this with the Duke. Well, I used to have multi-attack on the Duke. I think Xiaomi had it more than me, so she would know better.
Well, she always usually on a single
You
target, though.
suffer a penalty to each check equal to the number of targets, so you make one attack per target in the arc, so I need to make another check.
Penalty.
Okay, so that should be a 23 and a 15. Because that should be a d20 plus 10 on both.
Okay. Okay, what is the rank of this? Is it 11?
Yep, damage 11.
Luckily for you, you have actually knocked the man with the gun unconscious, but the other man is not.
Okay. Is he hurt?
He's dazed, he's kind of reeling.
Just because I had spare points left over, this damage effect is insidious, so until he does something where he would notice that something's wrong, he doesn't know that he's hurt.
Okie dokie. Well, because he is dazed, he's trying to pull out his gun, but it's not going very well, so you have time to do something else.
We're gonna attack him with mind control instead. That damage has a secondary effect. When does that happen? At the start of my turn?
End of your next turn.
Okay, so the mind control would go off first if I decided to do that now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is the attack check to hit with it. It is a rank 11. The affliction thing. First rank is dazed, second rank is compelled. It doesn't actually get to go to controlled.
You have him compelled.
Okay, so his turn will be spent kneeling,
Okay, he is now kneeling.
and then the secondary damage goes into effect. Does he go unconscious now?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Alright, I'll go over and start mind reading them then.
Okie dokie. Avery, who are you going to?
Avery is going to go towards Smith.
Okay then. You come on to Mr. Smith, doing... yes. Hardy, hardy, har. Phrasing, sure, yeah.
Carry on.
I have no words, only pain.
Mr. Smith, what are you currently doing to these poor men?
Well,
Mr.
I'm
Smith,
sitting on
what are you
one,
wearing?
providing just enough weight to keep him still, and adding more if he, starts trying to slip away, while the other is held in both hands, and I'm basically just taking my thumb and pushing hard enough to extremely hurt at various points until he tells me what the fucking hear. Just,
Avery, this is the scene you arrive on.
Where did you get the gun? Push.
Mostly
get
just
the gun?
yelling so far.
Well, hey.
Oh, drat, just another mugging. Alright, where's Miss Murphy? No. Do I see anyone else approaching or being drawn by this commotion?
Considering the
Not
neighborhood?
at the moment.
Is there anyone on the street who's, obviously bound to notice this and is just pointedly ignoring it?
You see some random person walking by, doesn't seem to be wearing any gang clothing, who is ignoring it.
Okay. Good news, this still is considered blasé. Is this this is an alley in between two buildings?
Yeah.
Is it particularly littered?
Yes.
Somewhere in Smith's field of view, but not super obvious, a discarded wrapper or some piece of paper cloth is going to flutter up from the ground and start fluttering back and forth against the building wall.
I have no idea what in the flying fuck you're trying to communicate.
At the moment, he's just trying to establish presence.
Yeah. Bad news is that he's pretty distracted, but after a few moments of that, I mean, he is keeping something of an eye out. Different tires of probably after only like 2 minutes or so of pushing his thumb aggressively into their core. I don't know. Yeah, he just shrugs and goes, I know someone better at this than me. Considerably better at this than me. So you have one last chance before I hand them off. Hand you off to my acquaintances, who will drag this information out of you slowly. Or you could just tell me and leave and never see me again.
The guy tries to spit on you again. He doesn't actually have the spit to do it anymore.
Alright, into the terrifying nether cage you go. I get on the comm. Well, damn it, I forgot his name again. The guy I was just talking to, god damn it.
Mr. Rogers.
Not Avery, Roberts, there it is. Roberts, I say over the comm. I need to teleport 2 men that need to be interrogated to you.
Do you know if they actually know anything?
They know where they got a gun that I can't smell.
I feel like I'm missing a step here.
To be clear, if I cannot smell something, as in it gives off no scent, then deliberate action was taken to disguise it from my ability to smell them. That means whoever supplied this gun knew, at least on some level, of my ability. This is a problem, and we need to know where they got it, so we can narrow down where to find whoever gave it to them. Plus, I have the gun, and I will be sending that with them for you to also look at.
For the record, Avery, you can hear this conversation.
Is there any breeze in this alley?
Not particularly.
This wrapper that is presumably as yet unnoticed flutters off of the wall and gets thrown in Smith's face.
Snorting. Look confused. Did you get that, Roberts?
Yeah, I got it. What was that?
And I was assaulted by a rapper.
We reckon that's pretty common in these parts.
That was really funny. Alright, are you ready to take the prisoners or not?
Avery begins looking for something larger, like a discarded wrapper, like a discarded sandwich wrapper or something something larger that he can drape.
I suggest, personally, either possessing one of these guys or finding a trash can, taking the lid, and whacking him.
I'm aware.
Would a torn in half soda can work?
Mr. Smith, a torn in half soda can begins bobbing back and forth in front of you.
Oh, hold on, Roberts. It looks like I'm haunted right now.
He tosses it aside before anyone else gets the idea.
So what am I supposed to do, Avery? He says over the comm, just to be clear. Well, he says it out loud, too, so...
Yes, both of the 2 men in the alleyway are now kind of just staring at Mr. Smith even more.
The can is picked up again and thrown to the side.
I don't think discarding these men is the best option. As I said, they could know enough to at least get us a lead. It's really a lot easier if we just picked one to possess, you know. Actually, it's the one
The
I'm sitting
can,
on.
the can flies back across the alley and bonks one of the two of them in the head.
He cries out in pain. It didn't actually hurt that much, but he still did.
Hold on, soda can or paint can?
Soda.
Okay. Small degree of scale difference there.
A little bit.
Do you want me to hold them up for you? I'm fairly certain you can touch them without touching me. And I'll get off when you say the code phrase.
The can flies across the alley again, and this time hits Smith in the head.
You are... I have known cats that communicated more clearly than you.
Across the mic, because this is all apparently open mic night. Who's getting who off? What the hell are you two doing?
I am currently trying to interrogate two thugs, and Avery is protesting with a soda can because he's too stubborn to just not possess one.
I'm just sitting here at a loss of how to react a lot of the time.
Roberts,
On the
can
plus
you...
side, a lot of it has actually been coming through the comms. Well, that is a pickle, isn't it?
Well, Tyrant is going to stand and keep an eye on the one he was previously sitting on to see if he scrambles for it.
He mostly just sits on the floor and groans.
Right. And I'm probably away enough for you to take a dive at it as I'm about to talk to Roberts, so there's your opening.
Okay, you get up off of him and a few steps away.
Yeah, he does, because he needs to talk to Roberts and such.
Does this guy look like he'll still have enough working ribs to breathe through after he...
I was deliberately not breaking anything.
Yeah, he looks sore, not debilitated.
The other one, though, probably not, so...
Avery goes for it.
Checking if he is surprisingly stout of mind today, and he is not. So the guy on the ground goes still. The other guy starts struggling again when he sees that. Mostly trying to kick Mr. Smith in ways that won't hurt his own feet.
Good luck with that.
But in the meantime, we'll get to Mr. Smith's conversation in a moment. Miss Murphy, you are also interrogating someone.
Is that what this is?
I like how each of us, with the exception of the ghost who can't interact with people, has not only found these guys, but begun torturing them in some method or another.
She's just pinning him down. He hasn't done anything.
You are literally crushing a person to the point they can't move under their own will, which is probably at least a little painful. And, damn it. It's not Charlotte, I know that. Give me a second. Constance, there it is. Constance just kung fu'd a person into submission and then is mind screwing the other one. And y'all know what Tyrant did, so yeah, we're some terrible fucking people right now. It's awesome.
He tried to cut me.
He drew a knife.
Yeah?
For the record, I did not kung fu someone. I touched them with my psychic hand touch, and the psychic backlash knocked him unconscious.
Yes, she basically flashed her mind at them through psychic hand flame touch.
Pervert.
This
Yes.
is the most perverse episode yet. Either way, our response is fucking brutal and I love it.
Alright, so she'll lean down and look, I don't think you've understood this yet. I'm here to offer you money.
He tries to grumble something.
She'll look him over real quick for weapons.
He does have one. It's kind of a boxy pistol. The same thing that Mr. Smith has, since he hasn't taken the time to really look at it, besides the fact that he can't smell it.
She'll relieve him of that.
Okie dokie.
And
It's
yes,
very
it's one of those
cold.
things, it's like, question mark, how's she do it? She's somehow immune to her own stuff, so somehow her clothes aren't either, whatever.
Mhm.
Shut up, comic book. We know.
Aha.
It's a very
Um,
boxy pistol, and it's very cold to the touch.
I'll be right back.
She's gonna shift her field after getting just a little away from this guy, so that he can move.
And not his buddy.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving you a chance here.
He continues to lay on the floor, groans for a second, and then has only two things to say. Fuck you.
Okay, seriously, are you just stupid, or do you not want to get money? If you're willing to steal my crap, why not just take the job that pays like 10 times more?
And now I know that you're some freak, I don't want your clothes anymore. That's what they gave us the guns for.
They?
And he's not that stupid, because he clams up immediately after.
You already made the mistake. Now I know you actually know something.
I am back.
Hey, Roberts, we got at least one that knows something.
They are proof positive of my theory, spouts tyrant.
Well, you'll have to get him to look up.
I already know everything that they know.
Well, that
Yes,
one.
feel free to say that. We'll get to you actually knowing it in a moment. Because I'm sure the other two will want to send their hostages anyway.
Probably, because not everyone knows the same thing.
That is me saying it.
Talk then before. The
I
guys
have
already
a
see me.
mouthful
I
of
don't
peanut
really.
butter toast, so
That's odd. Where'd you find that?
one of the gangsters had it.
Oh, okay.
Delicious. I make mine look up.
He goes poof.
I look at the other one. And at this point, I'm assuming it's Avery now.
Yes, Odin, let us know as soon as you want to talk again, and we'll get to you actually knowing things.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
She'll go ahead and reactivate her field on this dumbass, and then flip them both over.
They both go poof.
right, go ahead.
Constance,
Mm.
you're doing a brain drain.
Yeah, what do I know?
Not much, because these guys are, the guys who are forced to stand outside and looking intimidating.
Sure.
But they do know that basically everyone was given a new gun recently. By recently, I mean over the past week.
Mm-hmm.
And what little they were told is that they're from a new... Not a boss of the gang, but... Well, they describe themselves as a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
So, all they really know is that someone has a vested interest in making them much more formidable, and all they required was a rebranding of some of the images.
Hmm.
In the last week, they have absorbed some of the other gangs with their newfound firepower.
I see. Okay. I'm gonna call into Roberts, relay all this information, and ask if he wants these two, or if they've already served their purpose.
To be frank, with the three we just had arrive, we'll probably be okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go drag them further into the alleyway. If there's a dumpster, I'm gonna put them inside.
Okay, they get to go dumpster diving involuntarily, sure. Pause for a moment, I'm getting a phone call.
Okay.
Might have to skedaddle early, not sure.
We're getting close to time anyway, so it's not going to be too much of a loss.
Yeah, I know. That's... yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I will state for the record that my intention is simply to peek around the corner to see if the group that these two had split off from is still there and if they're watching.
Well, that's closer than expected. Yeah, I got to go.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
We will
Sorry,
let Ian
fellas.
know when he gets back.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Alright, it was great seeing you guys. Hope to see... Well, I'll see you later, I suppose.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.
Alright, I'm just going to trim the recording here, actually.
Okay.
No lead out, but to be continued. Further gang hijinks. Tune in next time, etc.